Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. If you are new, welcome. If you're not new, welcome back. I appreciate people that have been watching my video, and thank you for those that subscribe. If you are new, please subscribe to my channel. Press the like button, share. If you know the content is interesting, please share to people that might be interested in. Now, today's topic is how to prepare myself or whoever wants to go back to Africa. So that journey that I told you on my previous video that I'm about to do, going back to Africa, how I will prepare myself to go back home. I know it's a little complicated when people, when I said, oh, I'm going back home, a lot of people asking me why. Because it's my home. That's why I'm going back. I was not born in US. I came here, I lived here, and then now I want to go home, and then I decided to go home. That's where I feel more comfortable. So how I'm preparing myself going home, First of all, you have to, whoever wants to go home, or whoever attracted to what I'm talking about going to Africa, you have to prepare yourself financially. And financially doesn't necessarily mean that you have to have $1 million for you to go home. I think this is why we frame a lot of people going home, because they want to have so much money for them to be able to go home. Some people have, did make that much money and they were able to go home, or some of us just got trapped into the capitalism system, and we work, we spend, we work, we spend, and then the dream of going home is become farther and farther and farther. My goal is not to be trapped into the capitalism system. I now that I'm thinking of it, after being 14 years in this country, I kind of look at my life back when I was in Africa. Even though surrounding with the family member that was successful in life back home, I have to reevaluate, the numbers of years that I've been here. What is that bringing to my plate, into my personal life? What that experience is like for me? Did I like this type of lifestyle? This is what I want for my life? And sometimes you have to ask yourself that question. If you find yourself, this is the type of life do you want to live in, then maybe this message is not for you. But for the one that, when you feel like you're being trapped into a system of capitalism, that your life is just work, paying bills, and you barely save a little money just to have fun here and there, and then you don't even have that much money, you don't even have investment, you don't have any of those. And even if you do have a little investment, how is your quality of life is like, if that's the kind of quality of life that you want to be in, again, if you feel like here US this is where you want to be, and that's the type of lifestyle you want to be, good for you. But this message is only for people that want to go back or repatriate it back to Africa, especially for my fellow African that being trapped. That's how I feel. That's what I think of it. We come with the ideas or try to make it in the US and going back, maybe do things or whatever, businesses or whatever, and then we got trapped into the system, and then next thing you know, it's been 5 years, it's been 10 years, it's been 20 years, and now when you're thinking of going back, you kind of feel embarrassed, or you kind of feel like, well, if I go home, people be like, well, you've been there for 20 years. I mean, what do you bring? Is that all you bring? You know, we are not in competition with anybody. You know, if you think this message is for you, we are not in competition with anybody. Okay? So when you decided to come to US, or you go to France, or you go to any country in Europe to better your life, or to see if they have a good opportunity for you out there, you make your own decision. No one make the decision for you. You did. You do not own anybody anything. You just own yourself and your conscience, I guess, maybe a little bit of your family, you know, something, whatever. But for us not to get lost into that system, to forget who we really are, you know. If you make a mistake, get yourself back, you know, dust yourself up, get back, and keep, you know, keep going into, you are no longer existing. Longer that you have life, you still can make it, you know. It doesn't matter how old you are, but it's never too late, you know. So first of all, trying to start thinking, I think is enough is enough for me to go. It's okay to go back. It's okay. Then people ask you how long you've been, what you've been there for, such and such a year, what did you bring? It's okay to tell them that, well, I didn't make it there. It's okay to tell them that I was not living a luxury lifestyle. It's okay for them to think that, well, you fail. I mean, according to who? I mean, I don't know what people think failing, but that's what most of us think. Worry about what people think of us if we decided to go back, you know. Do not be ashamed of your experience. We shouldn't be ashamed of our experience. Our experience still our experience. You know, we shouldn't be ashamed of it. You know, if we make a mistake, hey, so be it. We make a mistake, and we tell the other, you know, I take that route, but it didn't work out for me, because when I was there, this is what I faced. This is what I faced. This is what I faced. You know, maybe I have to reconsider, come back here, and then take advantage of certain things that I wasn't, you know, looking at it, or I didn't take it in consideration or something. You know, so please, you know, please, everybody that watched this video, especially from my fellow African, please reconsider going home. If this place is not for you, it just not, stop forcing yourself, try to establish somewhere that you're not feeling comfortable. On the other hand, we have a lot to do back home, a lot, you know. Now that you are here, that you have the opportunity to make some money. When I mean make some money, a little money here can mean your dollar can take you farther away when you go to Africa. We all know that. So it just that we feel overwhelmed with the bill that we are paying. We feel overwhelmed with that circle of bill that we are paying here. You make the money, you turn over, you pay all the bills, and then you end up with a little tiny bit of money. Some people don't even have leftover, you know. They live paycheck to paycheck, you know. They live today. They don't know what's gonna happen. You don't have any saving, you don't have any investment, and then it's just getting worse and worse. So you need to come up with some plan B. You cannot live like that, you know. It's just a nonsense to live like that. So that's why me personally, I decided that 2020 is the year for me to return. Returning, not just pack my stuff emotionally and just go back. I've been going back home every year, every 2 years. So when I went home, I bought a land for where me and my family would be staying. And I also bought another land to do my business. I mean, I decided to invest myself into agriculture. So I bought a big land. A land that I never, like, if I would stay here, I would never get the opportunity to have. And I didn't spend that much money. I mean, in my country, in Central Africa Republic, buying land is not, it doesn't cost you that much money. If you have like $5,000 to $6,000, you can have like what, 1 acre, you know, of land that you can, you know, I mean, 1 acre. If you want to have more than 1 or 2, 3 acre, except to you, you know. I don't know how, I'm not in everybody's pocket, but I only know what my pocket is like. So, like I said, I've been going back, you know. I'm going back, my family and I, we try to keep contact to home as much as we can. We don't want our kid to get lost here. So we usually go home. So my husband and I, we decided to go home. So we bought land for, like I said, we bought land to build our home. And then we also buy land to do our agriculture. And I still want to buy more land. I mean, I already have some land, but I want to buy more land, you know, to build houses, do real estate and all that. But that's like a long term. But those are my goals, you know, because right now at this time, land is cheaper. Well, I want to buy as much land as I can, because I don't know, 20 years from now, I don't think those land gonna be still the same price, you know. Price going up and up, you know, more years go by, more, you know, it become more expensive. So that's that. So for people that already only have one job, you wondering, well, how I'm gonna go home with my job, only that job that I have, and I have to pay all the bills, and I barely don't even have any money, you know, to pay for something or whatever. Make a plan, schedule, you know, pick up some side hustle. I mean, get a second job. I mean, if you really want to go, you have to do what you have to. The same way you have to do what you have to do to pay your rent or to pay your bills. Well, you have to do what you have to do to get out of that system that it doesn't make you feel comfortable. Because if you don't take care of it, it literally can get to you. People having depression, you know, people having, they call, how do they call it? Homesick, you know, because when you get into that trap of depression, anxiety, you start thinking about home. Oh, my parents, when I used to be little, when I used to be this, when I used to be that, and then you become homesick, and then next thing you know, a lot of people commit suicide because they are ashamed of their life, or they think, well, they don't have that much money, they don't want to go back home because they are embarrassed, or whatever the case is. You need to take care of it. So whatever you have to do to get a second job, get a second job. You know, hypothetically, say for instance, if you work 5 days a week and you have 2 days off, yeah, that take 1 day off extra that you can work. And let's say on that 1 day you do, I don't know, 8-hour job that you can make, let's say $200. 2 weeks, that's $400. A month, that's $800. So if you saving $800 a month, I'm even gonna raise this to $1,000. $1,000 a month, that's $12,000 a year. $12,000 a year, 2 years, that's $24,000 a year. For that $24,000 for 2 years, $24,000 is a capital. You can start a business with $24,000. That's a lot of money, you know. But it requires discipline. It does. You're not just gonna come up and say, oh yeah, I have to. It does. It requires discipline. Like you need to seriously keep up with it. and there is some unnecessary spending. Sometimes if you decided to, like, they call frivolous, like you watch your spending, like you try to eat inside instead of eating out, like cutting some unnecessary thing that not really needed, you ended up like the money that you already have, you be surprised how much money you can save, you know. So if you can save $24,000 in 2 years, you can start a business with that, you know. So if you don't feel comfortable, that you think $24,000 is not enough, but it's a start. Like I said, you can't go home and buy land and then, I don't know, you cannot build with $20,000. Maybe from some tiny property, but like to build a beautiful house, you probably need like $30,000 to $35,000 to build a decent house. But if you want to build maybe like a small house, for a 3-bedroom house with a little land, whatever, well, maybe you can do that with $20,000. You buy your land for $4,000 and you build the house with the $20,000. You put it in rent. You come back in US again, work another 24, the same way you did for the first one, then you do that again. And then you have to have a business plan. What exactly do you want to invest in there? You know, you need to think about that. I mean, for me, I decided to go agriculture. I don't know about everybody else, but I really think agriculture for me is it, you know. Agriculture and real estate, those are the area that I want to like really do those two things. Those are the main business that I'm focused on. So I don't know about everybody else, I don't know about everybody's experience, but I think with $24,000 is enough for somebody to go back home and start a business. And then if you run out of the money, you still have the option to come back and work, you know, a little and make you some $10,000 here and there. Longer than you don't reside here. I mean, you don't have to, like, for instance, if you decided to come back, you've been here for so many years, you probably already know friends that also know all the, you know, friends from home that you can say, hey man, I'm about to come to the state. I will stay over to your house for like 3 months. Can I pay you like, I don't know, $600-700? Is that okay? A lot of people, you know, especially in the African community, you find a lot of people that be cool with it. When you come, you only focus on like working, and then you can get another capital, and then you go back home, and then you building, you know, whatever you wanted to do. But it all starts with the plan. You know, we have to reconsider going home. US or Europe is not our only option. You know, it is sad when I see or when I hear at the news that, oh, one of fellow African committed suicide because of depression, or, you know, somebody been working, overworked it, and they end up dead in the house and nobody knew about it, and they're there alone, and they've been in this country for 20 years. I mean, it's a lot of sad stories that been going by without people knowing. You know, I think emotionally it been bothering them, and they just decide not to talk about it, just keep it in. You can't have a quality life back home if you want to, you know. So my main focus today is about wakening some of my brothers and sisters that have been going through a depression, especially in US, that they are silent about their depression because of whatever reason. You know, there is nothing to be embarrassed about. It's better for you to talk about it than to just keep quiet about, you know. Maybe somebody somebody might give you a solution, or maybe somebody, just by talking to someone, that person might find the solution. You never know. You never know until you ask. You know, if you don't ask for help, then you won't get help. You know, if you ask for help, you never know who will answer your help, who will be there for you. You know, so that's my main topic of the day, is how we have to plan. You know, if you want to go home, please plan. Please consider home as your plan B. Please consider home as an option. Stop going back home as a darkness, you know, especially for the one that been here more than 5 years and up. You've been here, you already know, you know this, how the system work. You're not getting any younger, you know, so you have to looking for other option. If home is your option, consider it. Do not come up with those excuses about, well, it's about safety. There's no way around the world that I feel safe. I don't feel safe in US. People talk about, oh, we going back, what about safety? I don't feel safe here. If you worry about safety, I don't feel safe nowhere. But you know what? I want to be dead home. Like, if somebody gotta kill me, then I want to be killed there. At least my relative will be at my funeral, and I'll be feeling easy that I'll be buried next to my loved one or something, instead of being dead in some apartment that nobody know about it, and then my body starts stink, and then you know, it's just a sad. It's just a sad. It's really sad for us, you know, for what happened to some of our brothers and sisters that live here, you know. So this video is this topic today is kind of like a awareness or call for help. I don't know, whatever you guys want to call it, but I please consider home, like Africa, as an option. That can be really, really helpful if you try. If you don't try, then you won't know, you know. And then a second thing that I want to do, when I say consider Africa as an option, do not work hard for 2 years, save your $24,000 and send it to one of your relatives. Oh, you know, this is my cousin, we grew up together, I'm gonna send him this money, and then he's gonna buy land for me, all this business. Don't do that. Don't do that. Because that's your cousin, you grew up together and everything, but they have their personal life and they have their personal financing situation. They're not qualify for handling money, any of those things. You are the one that work hard for your money. You are the one that wants to do the business. You are the one that are caring about that project. You are the main person. That's your successful story. You need to work. So if you go home and you want to have them involved, and they can, if they are qualified in some of the things that you need, then you can hire them and they can make a little money that you can pay them. Understandable. Because it's a lot of other story that when people work hard here, sending money to their loved one, and their loved one, when they send the money, they think that, oh wow, they have so much money over there, and they just been sending. If I spend it, so what? He's my cousin, he's my brother, he's my daughter, or whatever the case is. And when you go home, you don't see zero. You get frustrated, and when you try to take it to court or something, people try making you feel bad. I can't believe you take your own brother to court. Oh, I can't believe you take your own mother to court. They're not going to understand how hard you work to earn those money. That's why if you want to keep a good relationship with your loved one, do not involve them into your personal business. You know, that's your project. That's your dream. That's your plan. That's not theirs. They have their own plan. They have their own dreams. They have their own project they worry about. So my advice, leave your family member out of your business, especially when it's come from money. If they tell you, let me do it for you, you tell them, I love you so much, I love the way our relationships are going, but I do not want us to have a problem in the future, because I do work hard for my money, and I don't want to, whatever the case is, and it failed, and I'll probably be frustrated. I probably want to say things that I don't want to say. I know it's money, but it means a lot. That's my freedom. This money is actually your freedom of living the life you want to live in. So it's only you that can understand how important that is. So you need to go home and sit your butt there, work. Do not let someone else to work for you. Work for yourself. And then you be facing whatever challenge you be facing. You be the one facing the challenge. And you be the one will overcome those challenges. Instead of have someone else do it for you. The decisions they're gonna make, they probably make a decision that is not in your best interest. So we need to consider all that. So take a vacation for 3 months. I don't know, take a vacation for 3 months. Tell your boss, whoever their boss is, if you live in California, it's not a problem. You take off. If they want to fire you, so be it. You go home for 3 months, stay there, manage your money, build whatever you want to build. When it stop. If the money finish, stop. Come back, look for another job. You will find a job just like that. Just the way you left it, then you come back, you find another one. And then you save it again. You just do what you do. Then you go back again, and you do into the point that you don't need to do this back and forth anymore. You always can have here as an option. You can, because trading is important. I'm not saying to lock in all up and never come back. You still can do trade. It's a lot of good African art and stuff that is home that you can get it, and you come here and sell it here, or do show with it and stuff like that. You still can do trade. You still can come here and sell it here, take the money, go home. It's a lot of other things that you can do that can be here. It can be someone else, someplace else. It can be Brazil. It can be, but we need to keep connection, how we trade. You can't go home and just lock yourself there at home. You see, if you go to be a self-employed, as a business person, as an entrepreneur, those are the options you're gonna have to do. You will need trade. It will require for you to travel to go to the other countries, see how they work. Especially if you are new into whatever business you want to do, you're gonna have to see what others are doing, how their strategy is like, so you can take it as an experience and practicing in your own business or on your own project. And then that's that. What else I have to cover? Yes, and be faithful to yourself. Be faithful to what you can provide. I know people be faithful to God, people be faithful to other things, but you have to be faithful to yourself. You have to believe in yourself. I know I can do this. I will do what it takes for me to do this. And then you do what you have to do to level yourself up, where you level yourself up to where you want to be. It's not someone else that will do it for you. It's you that's going to do it for yourself. So that's my message for today. I'm in about 4 months I will go home. I already told you guys about that. I'll be filming my project. I already saved enough. Not to go definitely home. I already bought my land, so I'm going to build I'm gonna start building my house. I'll be filming the whole things. You guys, I'll share my journey with you, and then I will go to other countries in Africa. I'm not saying the names yet, but when we move forward, and I will talk to you about those countries that I want to go explore, and what are the business opportunity that I can have in those countries, and then we go from there. But now I will talk to you about the thing that I want to go. There is certain things that I probably we want to get here to go home with it. For instance, if I go home, I need to buy me a car, so I need to buy me certain things, because car here I think is kind of cheaper than in my country. Then I don't want to spend that much money on it. So there is some car we buy, how to do shipment, how I will ship my car from here to there, how much money I will need. So for that, for the house, I already prepare myself. I already know how much money I will take it home with me. I don't know how far my money will take me. I'm just cross my finger. I want this money to take me long way. So so by the time I come back, I'll probably be done with certain things. I don't know how far I'll be done with that project, but I just hope that that project will move me far more than I'm expecting. So that's it for today. I will keep you posted again into, you know, how to prepare yourself to go home. Again, take a note, reevaluate yourself, reevaluate your vision. Have Africa as your plan B, especially for my fellow African that been living here more than 5 years. Please put Africa as your plan B, because Africa is the future. I hope everyone see that. I want everybody to know that. I'm not just make this video because of the pleasure of making video. I'm actually telling the truth. So most people say, well, why don't you go home? I'm going home, you know, to prove you that point. I will definitely go home and install myself home, and then you be believing me. Because nowadays when you tell people, you know, life here is hard, it's not easy, the first thing that we come to them are, why can you come home? Why do you stay over there? You know, sometimes people stay over here because they just don't figure the way out to go home yet. They just cannot just pack the stuff and go home. It requires money, it requires plan, it required, I mean, if you have so many things here, you need to take the stuff with you. If you don't have a fresh money to go start all over again, then you have to come up with that plan, you know. That's why you know, like I said, for everybody that want to return home, please come up with your plan. Consider Africa as your plan B. And then yeah, so if you're new, please share this message, share my video, subscribe to the channel, and give me some thumbs up if you like the video, and tell me what you think of this video. Tell me what you think of this message. If you are African that live in US, please comment down below. If you are African that plan to come to US, I don't know if that video will help you, but I more addressing myself to African that live here in US more than 5 years, or any diaspora that wants to go home. If you listen to this video, start planning your repatriation by saving money. Put some money in the side, get your side hustle going. I don't know, get a second job or something, you know, and start saving money. Give yourself 2 years. If you have zero money saving, you know, but if you already somebody that have your head in your shoulder, you have some money already saved up, give yourself some chance. Go explore, you know. Take your money, instead of just have your money sitting in your bank, you can have your money work for you. So go and see what that money can do for you, you know. You know, if you don't try, then you won't know. You know, try and then you know. If you fail, it's okay. Get yourself up, dust yourself up, and keep moving. On that note, peace, family. See you next time. Have a blessed day. Please subscribe, share, and like. Have a good day. See you in the next video.